Hey, let's talk about the pros and the cons to being successful. This is a video that I feel like nobody made, but I'm sure they done made a video on everything at this point. But look, check this out. Everybody want to be successful, but the funny thing is, a lot of people don't recognize that there's challenges that come with everything in life, no matter what path you take. That's kind of the point. So I just want to talk about like just some from my personal experiences and just things that I noticed, like some patterns that I've noticed. So look, I think it's pretty funny how like people have this fallacy that they pick up on about like what success looks like or how things will be whenever they get successful, right? Like whatever it is. So for example, with me, right? I'm an entrepreneur, so I've started multiple businesses. They've been successful and whatnot. So it doesn't matter how many times I start a business or do something with a specific goal in mind. There's always a next level, and a lot of people don't realize, like, for example, with the money part specifically, like, bruh, I promise you, when people say more money, more problems, there's a reason why they say that. I'm not saying you gotta have a lot of problems just to have a lot of money, but whenever you get money, right, you don't want to keep a lot of the money a lot of the time. A lot of the time, you want money so that you can redeem it and buy more things. So a lot of people don't recognize that when you start getting money for real, you start buying more stuff. So, for example, me, I got like 6 cars, right? I got 6 cars. I done spent, I don't know, $100-some thousand. This is just the truth about my life. So I got all of these cars, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes with these cars, of course. So just to be transparent, one of the businesses that I've started is a rental car service. So I rent cars out to people, and there's a lot of pros and cons to it. So, of course, you got to make sure you're paying for the insurance on it, maintenance. Somebody might run over a screw or a nail, and then you have to replace the tires. You got to change the oil on all these cars. Somebody might get a ticket. They might be driving through a toll, all type of stuff like that. So that's just one example of how, yeah, people be saying, for example, they want cars, right? You mess around and actually get cars and realize that come with some stuff. You can start 10 different businesses, have hundreds of thousands of different problems that could come about it, because there's nothing that's going to have a whole bunch of giving without having to draw back, because this is the whole karma and balance thing. So you got to recognize that things are going to always balance themselves out. So if you're the type of person to where you expect to just get, and you don't expect anything to ever draw back, you're really naive, and you don't realize what world we're really living in. Because, bro, let's be honest here. Every time you make a decision, there's an effect of it. So cause and effect, that's everything. And because yin and yang have to coexist, there's always going to be something that misses out if something is given somewhere else. So, for example, if you spend money, boom, you got less money now in order to gain that thing. You have to send something out in order to get something in. If you want to make more money, you're going to have to put something out there. You're either going to have to risk some of your money, or you're going to have to sacrifice something else, like your time, for example, for people who have jobs where they get paid compensation based off of how much time they exchange. So it's always going to be something that has to be given and something that is going to be lost in every transaction. So I'm saying all of this because I think that it's really important to recognize when you start getting good at this manifestation thing, which that's all my page is about, is manifestation, how to get what you want, how to become the controller of your reality. When you start really getting good at getting the stuff you want, don't be naive with what you're about to get just based off of an idea, right? Like an impulse. So if you say you want to be a millionaire, ask yourself why you want to be a millionaire and what can come from you being a millionaire. You can be a millionaire a lot of different ways. You could have a whole bunch of cars that rent out and make you millions of dollars. You could have a whole bunch of land that you rent out and make you millions of dollars. You could sell lollipops and make millions of dollars selling lollipops. But know that no matter what you do, there's always going to be something that you're going to have to sacrifice. So that's really important, because a lot of people might say something like they throw that word around loosely, like millionaire. You might want to be a millionaire, but you got to recognize millionaires have a lot of expenses a lot of the time, right? So if I got 5 houses, you best freaking believe that I got 5 different sets of bills I got to pay. You best believe I got a whole lot of different responsibilities that the average person wouldn't have who's not a millionaire. So you're going to have to always pay attention to what you really want, but also while you're in the middle of this like manifestation process, you have to be able to recognize potential roadblocks. Or even like, for example, if you start really getting a lot of stuff, bro, people are going to start getting jealous. People get envious. Some people might feel entitled to what you get and all type of stuff. Like people might start asking you for stuff. Like, bro, if people really find out you got it like that, you best believe they're going to start hitting you up, asking for stuff, wanting you to support their ideas, wanting you to invest in them. And some people might actually get full-blown offended if you tell them no, right? Even if, for example, you can't afford it. Because there's a lot of people out here that on paper, they're a millionaire, right? So a lot of people got a whole lot of money worth of assets, but they're in a lot of debt. A lot of people don't recognize that most millionaires are actually in a lot of debt, because that's how you get money, is by getting access to somebody else. A lot of people be trying to be like self-made millionaires and stuff, but I promise you, the majority of people, a vast majority of the people that get millions and millions of dollars, they get loans. You get business loan. If you want to start a business, you don't spend your own money. You don't come out of pocket. That's the wrong mentality. If you really understand how money works, or should I say understand how money works, you always got to be able to leverage somebody else's money. That's the most important thing I can tell you about how to really get money for real. But if you're always spending time exchanging your time for a specific amount of money, it's going to be really hard to ever break out of that ceiling, because it's a trap. Like it's always going to be, for example, if I'm contracting with somebody and they say they're going to pay me $20 an hour to do this specific job, there's a ceiling on how much money I can make. But for example, if I got a record label, I can make a song one time, I can sell it unlimited times. And with that, of course, it'll turn into passive income, which is really the most ideal. But also, it's going to be me making money off of my own creativity, as opposed to me depending on somebody else's business and them hoping that they don't fire me, or that I don't dissatisfy them in an aspect of where they want to either, like, maybe their business is not successful because they're not managing it well. You can lose your job that way. You can get laid off or fired at any time. And that's something where you're basically putting your reality in somebody else's hands, which kind of goes against a lot of the stuff that we really want. As far as like the ideal mentality or lifestyle that we have, in order for you to really get that life, you got to know that like the life that you really ideally want is freedom. You got to know what freedom looks like before you start trying to manifest whatever it is that you want. Like ultimately, that's what everybody wants. Everybody just wants to be free. Is there anybody who would disagree with that? Anybody? I don't hear nobody disagreeing. So obviously, we all want to be free. It's just a whole lot of different levels of what freedom looks like to us. So some people, freedom look like having more money in their pocket. Some people want to go on vacation all the time. Some people want multiple sex partners, etc., etc. But we don't want to ever feel limited in life. And it's really important that we comprehend who we are and what our truest desires are in order for us to accurately build whatever we want to build in order to get what we want. I think it's super important. But realize, bro, when you get this stuff, because we're talking about success, when you get this stuff, there's going to be something else that you want. So do not put all your hopes in, ooh, I'll be happy once I get this. Ooh, I'll be happy once I achieve that. Do not have that mentality, because I promise you, you're going to end up very disappointed in life, because there's always going to be something else or something more, or there's going to be someone around that you see. If you're trying to keep up with them, they're always going to be able to be ahead of you because you're trying to keep up with them. If there's a mentality where, for example, you don't move until somebody else moves. Like if you don't make a move unless somebody else makes a move, you're not in control of your reality for real. So however you're setting up your life, you need to make sure that whenever you make up your mind about something, you really get you have to be able to comprehend the possible repercussions of achieving those things. And don't just be wishing blindly, because there's also a reason why they say be careful what you wish for. Because there's a lot of things you could get, but you got it for the wrong reasons, or you did the wrong things to get them. Like you could be a millionaire, but you could have gone against your morals and now you feel guilty, or you could have screwed somebody over, or you could be a con artist and all type of stuff like that. And you got to know that there's karma and all of this stuff. And you're not going to be able to really rest well knowing that you got something. Even if it is what you thought you wanted, you're still not going to be satisfied with yourself unless you are aligned entirely. And that goes from not going against what you believe in. First of all, you got to set your morals, but not going against what you believe in and sticking with whatever it is that you do believe in until you actually get the rewards for it. It's probably not going to happen instantly or overnight. That's not really how this planet works. This plane moves really slowly because it's really dense. That's why we got these bodies. But you gotta really be diligent And this world really rewards the people who just have that importunity about them to where they will not give up. So you have to be relentless in this place, because this world will kick your butt if you let it. Till next time.